Democrats turn toxic on immigration. Let's check it out. Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. Happy Friday to you. We've got some fun stuff coming up in this show. And with its power slipping away and its approval at all-time lows, the Democrat Party is turning into a very dangerous, unhinged, and very toxic machine. The rhetoric and policy desires of this party sounds like the rantings of a fringe anarchist group at this point, demanding essentially no immigration laws in this country and sicking their radical followers onto federal law enforcement as they did earlier this week.
The Oversight Committee will be launching on their website a master ICE tracker.
Since this began, I have encouraged the people of Illinois to use their phones and to record everything they are witnessing. We must now take this a step further and create an official public record.
We start the process of unmasking the agents. We have an absolute right under our Constitution to be able to document what's happening. Every single one of those agents, height, weight, hair color, the shoes that they wear, the cars that they're driving. We have a right to compile that information and put together a profile of each of these agents.
Be honest, every time they put Lori on TV, and she sounds even worse somehow. Mainstream Democrats, many currently in office, some the ex-mayor of Chicago, ready to put actual targets on federal law enforcement officers and use, I guess, like government websites, like state government websites, to put targets on federal law enforcement officers. All based on the lies that they have told about what ICE is doing, which they lie about all the time. They pretend like ICE is just running through cities and attacking innocent people, throwing them to the ground, throwing them in the back of vans, and taking them to Africa. It's not what's happening at all. It's all just politics. It's all just lies. The extent of the desperation right now is unbelievable. Take a listen to the head of the DNC, Ken Martin, telling Americans the country is on the brink of tyranny, ready to start basically a civil war if it'll give him a better shot at getting power back for his party.
For God's sake, if we don't win in 2026 and we give this guy 4 years of unimpeded power, we're all screwed. If we reach that break the glass moment when all of our democratic institutions have failed us, right, and we are truly in a dictatorship and an authoritarian regime here has completely shredded the Constitution, then party doesn't matter, and then elections don't matter, and then the resistance looks completely different.
It's the kind of rhetoric you hear in the bowels of MSNBC, which is a filthy network anyway. But the real bottom feeder shows that get no ratings, that's the kind of stuff you hear. I mean, it sounds like a psychotic left-wing podcast. They'll say anything, and that's the point. They don't actually care about the country unless they can run it. That's what we've learned. If they can't run it, they'd rather burn it down. And they'll risk chaos, anarchy, assassinations to get that power. They'll say anything. Democrat analyst James Carville has brief moments of sanity, but had this to say about the various companies and leaders who have been working with the Trump White House, including those that have donated to the Trump White House, calling them collaborators. Here's what he thinks we should do with those collaborators.
My fantasy dream is that this nightmare ends in 2029. And I think we ought to have radical thing. I think they all ought to have their heads shaven. They should be put in orange pajamas, and they should be marched down Pennsylvania Avenue, and the public should be invited to spit on them. The universities, the corporations, the law firms, all of these collaborators should be shaved, pajamaed, and spit on.
Okay, James. The left is ugly. Former West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat, explained on a podcast this week, it's actually an amazing soundbite we're going to play. He explains just how intense the pressure campaign was from his own party when he refused to vote for the Democrats' massive multi-trillion-dollar Build Back Better bill. This was a bill where everybody was going to get rich. This is how Washington works. We're going to pass this multi-trillion-dollar bill. We're all going to get rich. Everybody you know is going to get rich. All of our donors are going to get rich. It's just a big money free-for-all. It's your money. It's your country they're destroying. The details that you never really hear about in Washington, Manchin outlines just how terrifying the Washington machine can be when you stand in its way. Listen to this.
When every day the Capitol Police call you and says your death threats are serious enough right now, so we have to have, we'll meet you down at where you live and we'll bring you to work and we'll take you back home. Things are pretty serious. I never wanted to know the extent, but I knew they were serious. And then one time they said, this is really getting serious now because now we got things. They know where your children go to school. They know where your grandchildren are, where your kids live.
They know where your children go to school. All of this came from the very top of the party because he wasn't going along with the plan. That bill never made it, right? Build Back Better never made it. You try to stop trillions of dollars. Think about all the people that have their fingers in on that. There are plenty of people ready to find a way to erase you by whatever means possible. That is the honest truth about Washington, and that's how dangerous, how insidious the left can be. And it's really showing its true colors on immigration right now. A snitch portal created in New York to let all their little Antifas, the energy of their base, have a place to dox ICE agents right there online. In Chicago, J.B. Pritzker doing basically the same, creating a public record for ICE incidents as he claims ICE is just regularly assaulting innocent people. He says this every day on TV. He can't find a camera fast enough. Every single day, you got to see that chubby face on television. But Pritzker is lying almost every single day about these stories. Just last week, he claimed ICE was randomly tear gassing peaceful protesters. Well, that was debunked immediately when an ABC reporter's live shot told the real story. Agents under such heavy attack from thrown rocks at them that even the reporter had to flee the scene. J.B. Pritzker said, they're tear gassing innocent people who are just protesting. He said that about 20 times on television. Didn't care it was a lie, doesn't care at all. This week, ICE Director Todd Lyons revealed that every day his agents are attacked by a car ramming about 4 times. 4 times a day, ICE agents are rammed by a car when they're trying to do their job in this country. Can you imagine? On Thursday, yesterday, 2 agents injured in Arizona after a car ramming. Violent riots taking place in Portland, Chicago, New York this week. In Chicago, Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino was forced to use tear gas and was immediately criticized for doing so by our media.
In this video, you can see Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino appearing to throw a tear gas canister toward anti-ICE protesters on Thursday. So right here, we're freezing the video so you can see it more clearly. As the protesters run away, the camera shows a cloud of smoke in that area. The Department of Homeland Security says protesters threw rocks, prompting Bovino to throw that canister of tear gas.
They studied the tear gas moment pretty well, but they didn't really want to go and look for the rock allegation. The media blitzed that story as hard as they can. And then DHS, of course, as she just said, revealing that a mob of rioters shot at our agents with commercial artillery shell fireworks and struck Chief Greg Bovino, one of the highest ranking people in ICE, struck the Chief Greg Bovino in the head with fireworks, also with rocks thrown at them as well. All they want to tell you is about the tear gas. They don't want to give you those other details. They gloss over those real quick, and they don't want to look for video of that. They just want to find what's useful. The media continues to feed their audiences half the story on this subject, painting federal immigration officials as evil, sitting back and watching them get attacked when it happens. Democrats take the rage that's created from all this and they feed it ridiculous rhetoric into it and are now starting to threaten ICE agents with arrest in blue jurisdictions, blue cities and blue states. You've got Democrats now saying we're going to start arresting ICE agents because, again, at the end of the day, what's the point? They brought in all of these people. They spent all that political capital. They lost an election to bring in 20 million people into your country because that's the future of their voting base. You start sending those people home, just like what Joe Manchin said, it's going to get real ugly. They'll kill people to win elections. They don't care. Imagine sending local cops to arrest federal immigration officers. That's what they're threatening to do. They're going to send their local police officers, California, Illinois, to arrest federal immigration officers. They don't want, but there'll never be a border again in this country if these people win. Never. They'll probably tear down Trump's wall. That's how ridiculous the Democrat Party has become as it struggles desperately to create enough energy to somehow win an election when everybody hates them, when their approval rating is at 20%. California politicians want to arrest federal agents for enforcing federal law. We just sent them a letter. This is from Todd Blanche right here. This is his tweet. He says he just sent them a letter, stand down or face prosecution. No one threatens our agents. No one will stop us from making America safe again. And then he also put in another tweet, careful to J.B. Pritzker, this one applies to you as well. So the Deputy Attorney General standing up to this nonsense. And Gene Hamilton is the president of America First Legal and joins us now to talk more about it. Nancy Pelosi, Gene, calling to arrest ICE agents, saying our state and local authorities may arrest federal agents if they break California law, and if they are convicted, the president cannot pardon them. This is how mainstream Democrats are talking about federal immigration enforcement in this country.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi is insane. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard come out of her mouth, and that's saying a lot. No one, no state or local official has the authority, the ability to arrest a federal immigration enforcement officer for doing his or her job. If they do, they will face criminal prosecution from the Department of Justice, and thank God for Todd Blanche for sending out that letter, and potential civil liability. I said last night, we at America First Legal will gladly represent any immigration and customs enforcement officer in any civil action against any of these state or local officials, and we will win. We will bankrupt some of these local governments based on the amount of liability that they will owe to these individual officers for trying to stop them from doing their job.
Yeah, that's well said. You know, it's interesting because amid all of this nonsense, and their rhetoric is insane, coming out of just left field in the biggest way possible is Bernie Sanders, who for some reason for the last 10 years went full open borders essentially, but now listen to this from Bernie Sanders.
If you don't have any borders, then you don't have a nation, right? In a sense. So has historically the United States done well under Democrats and Republicans in protecting the border? The answer is no. Trump did a better job. I don't like Trump, but we should have a secure border, and it ain't that hard to do. Biden didn't do it. Those before him did not do it. We should have a secure border, period.
We've reached the moment of Bernie Sanders being more moderate than Chuck Schumer, which who the hell saw this coming? But he's a socialist, right? He's acutely aware. He wants a huge welfare state with all sorts of trappings for everyone that comes out of the federal fund. You can't have that with an open border. He knows that. For some reason, he just abandoned that position for 10 years, and he made no sense for the past 10 years. But he's actually returning to some kind of limited amount of common sense. He's still a socialist, so he doesn't have much of a brain, but at least he understands that.
Yeah, this just goes to show how far to the left the Democrats have gone on this particular issue. Yeah. If you go back and, again, listen to Bill Clinton from the 90s, some of his State of the Union speeches, some of his other addresses, you listen to him and he sounds a lot like Donald Trump. And you listen to Bernie Sanders over the decades talk about the threat of large levels of unskilled immigration into the United States and the effect that that has on the American worker. Then he shuts his mouth because the Democrats tell him to shut his mouth while Biden's in power, while they flood in these millions of people. And now finally, he's revealing how he appears to truly believe, which is what the American people have believed all along. They have this whole notion that we have to accept every single person who crosses them into our border and they immediately become a citizen, they should immediately deserve to become part of the community, is nonsense. It's garbage.
Yeah. It's treasonous, and it's all just built out of political desires to win elections. That's all it is. They knew it was BS. They know it's nonsense. They know it's terribly toxic and going to destroy the country and bankrupt the country. They don't care. If they can win, like I said, they don't care about that. If they can't run the country, they'll destroy the country happily. They just don't care.
Absolutely.
Gene Hamilton, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Cam Higby is a field reporter who goes into the real deep stuff, into these Antifa, anti-ICE riots. You've probably seen his stuff on X. He joins us now. Cam, it's good to have you on the show. I heard you got into a pretty wild one last night, which is something you're good at in Portland. You had a rough night. I want to show a little bit of it, then I'm going to have you explain what happened. Let's go ahead and take a look.
You're going to kill me.
Get the out of my
You're
face,
going to me.
Get the out of my face.
You're going to me. You're going to me up.
You want to be second? You want to be Charlie Kirk #2? Is that what you aspire to be? You want to say hi to your boy? You love Charlie Kirk so much. Why don't you say hi to him? He's waiting for you.
Your face, like, what the fuck?
That was
Karma, you dumb.
Jesus. Cam, tell us what exactly happened last night and where you were at.
Yeah, I was at the Portland ICE facility, just a couple, stone throw down the sidewalk where the encampment is. The first incident that you saw was just in front of the blue line, right in front of the Portland ICE facility gate. You see this individual in the keffiyeh. He threatened to kill me, and not just in a, like, you're going to be a Charlie Kirk kind of way. He just said, I'm going to kill you. And then continued to threaten me, said I'm going to be Charlie Kirk Jr. And then moments later, you see me in another altercation because I walked down a public sidewalk through an encampment that they've set up just a stone's throw from the Portland ICE facility. And you see that same individual when the camera drops right here. You see him in the keffiyeh. He comes out and he continues attacking me. There he is. Yeah. And so that's what happened. And these people, they don't take these threats credible, but they are.
Yeah, and for some reason, this just gets treated as freedom of speech, and these people are allowed to just continue operating inside of our cities. Who are these people? Like, what is their ideology? What do they stand for, and who are they?
They're leftists. If you spend any amount of time talking to them, they'll be very blunt with you and tell you that they don't like the Democrats either. They're communists. Yeah. They don't like Republicans. They don't like Democrats. They're communist anarchists who want to destroy the United States of America as we know it, overthrow it, have a revolution, and bring what they view as a utopia.
Which is hell on earth. The rhetoric coming from the Democrat Party is increasingly moving toward that group. I think their energy base is very far left for the Democrat Party, and they're very desperate, so they sound horrible. Take a listen to a Texas House member right here.
Donald Trump has changed things, and people trying to do what's always been done is not going to work. You hit me in my face, I'm not going to punch you back in your face. I'm going to go across your neck, because we can go back and forth fighting each other's faces. You've got to hit hard enough where they won't come back.
What are you supposed to do with that? How do you live with that? I mean, that's an elected representative in the state of Texas.
Tell you what I think it is you end up with a very far left public base. The people become very much like those people on the streets in Portland where they want to kill people and overthrow the government. Those people still vote Democrat, even though they don't like Democrats, which makes the Democrat representatives adherent to those people who are causing chaos in the streets of Portland and Seattle and Los Angeles and Chicago every night. They're adherent to those people. They have to listen to them because it's their voter base. And if they don't do what they say, they're violent people. Who knows what happens?
Yeah, that's something else. Well, I commend you for going into these situations in the middle of the night and risking your life to get some of these videos. You are one of a few that are able to expose kind of what we have in this country. We have a toxic little tumor in this country, and it seems to be growing. So thanks for showing it to us, and stay safe out there, Cam. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
What is Donald Trump focused on? Destroying the East Wing of the White House.
These people are going to be held accountable no matter how long it takes.
His utter disregard for process, for history. No wonder Republicans and Trump doesn't want history taught.
The left is losing it over Trump's ballroom and the demolition of the East Wing. Chelsea Clinton probably shouldn't be talking about this considering what Slick Willie did in the Oval Office. But she did write an op-ed in USA Today. Trump is wrecking the people's house. What was dismantled today isn't just marble or plaster. It's a reflection of how easily history can be erased when power forgets purpose. Hillary, her mother, is trying to sell hats and stickers off of this. Writing with a link to buy her hats. If you're hopping mad about Trump destroying the White House, we've got a new hat or sticker for you. The White House, for its part, updating its White House history timeline, displaying the Bill Clinton-Monica Lewinsky scandal. Top left, Obama's 2012 Muslim Brotherhood visit. Ugh, right there in the top right. You got Hunter and the cocaine found in the West Wing, showing the picture of Hunter in the tub on the bottom left. And then the trans day of visibility with that dude with the silicone rack who flashed the camera on the South Lawn. Literally, you had a topless man with fake breasts on the South Lawn of the White House. And they want to talk about the integrity of the White House. Good on the Trump White House for showing this. Just a reminder. And this is the reality, by the way, of what's coming. Look at this beautiful place. It's going to be a spectacular room. $250 million, again, privately funded. They don't want to remind you of that. When it's done, it will be beautiful. And it's being funded by some of the biggest companies in this country that are donating to this. But pictures of the demolished East Wing are driving the lefties absolutely insane. Most of them don't realize, and to be honest, a lot of us didn't realize this either, that wing, the East Wing of the White House, is nowhere near an integral or historical part of the White House. It was only added in 1942. You likely have people in your family that are older than the East Wing, which is now in rubble on the ground outside of the White House. And that's okay, because it was built in 1942. It wasn't put up there at the very beginning in 1800 when they were working on it as the country was brand new. It doesn't have that much history. It's also used for the totally ceremonial offices of the First Lady, which is just not that important to work. And they can move that to somewhere else briefly and rebuild that when they need to. So you're not losing a lot of history, and you're not losing anything too integral to the day-to-day runnings of the country. We went to Trump Tower today in New York, a reminder of the president's building skills, and we asked Americans right there on Fifth Avenue what they think of the Trump Ballroom, and this was quite fun.
He could do anything he wants here because he owns it. The White House is not his property.
Being a Brit, I just think leave the iconic building alone.
Not just go in there with a bulldozer and just bulldoze it down like it's nothing.
So he's violating the law.
There's a lot of people online talking crazy. I think it's great.
I've been there many times. Yeah. It probably needs to be redone. Yeah. Make it great again.
Despicable. Yeah. It's just a gaudy, ridiculous wasting, spending of money.
It seems like there's no stopping him. What's next?
The East Wing?
The East Wing.
Yeah.
How long has that been there?
That's what this is irrelevant.
Would you want to go to the new ballroom?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I want to dance with Trump all night long.
Good stuff there. All right, Big Tish gets a blowout, pleads not guilty, then jumps in front of the cameras. Next.
This is not about me. This is about all of us. And about a justice system which has been weaponized.
I lost 110 pounds. You couldn't tell at all because of my excess skin. Sono Bello changed that in one visit.
Introducing the new Lift EX, the just one visit, total body transformation everyone is talking about.
I am super happy with my results.
I decided to give Sono Bello a try. Look at me, I have a silhouette. You can see my waist.
Lift EX is Sono Bello's breakthrough 360-degree body lift alternative. Our body contouring experts sculpt, tighten, and lift your stomach, waist, thighs, and backside, all in just one visit with less downtime.
Sono Bello targeted the areas diet exercise could not do. I found me again.
Sono Bello has over 50,000 five-star reviews, and Lift EX is exclusively available at Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist. Book your free, personalized consultation today. Easy monthly plans make your best body more affordable than ever.
This year is my year thanks to Sono Bello.
Call Sono Bello for your free consultation today.
With today's NBA stars, no lead is safe.
Bet on it. Up 20 used to be a lock.
To Steph, Booker, and Brunson, that's fool's gold.
Got a lead against the Joker? Joke's on you.
Hoopers get hot like pop, pop, pop. And your bet just cashed.
That's money.
New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets. Plus, get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. The crown is yours.
This is not about me. This is about all of us. And about a justice system which has been weaponized. A justice system which has been used as a tool of revenge. A justice system which unfortunately is nothing being used as a vehicle of retribution. And my faith is, I have this belief in the justice system, in the rule of law. No fear. No fear. No fear. Because I believe that justice will rain down like water, and I will not be deterred.
Okay. Tish James pleading not guilty in her federal mortgage fraud case, Norfolk, Virginia, earlier today, then jumping in front of the cameras and a meagerly sized crowd of inner city welfare queens that seem to follow her around and cheer for everything that she does. James claiming Trump weaponized the justice system against her, which, pardon me while I laugh for 3 hours. Tish's legal team also filing a motion to get the case thrown out, arguing U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan had no authority to bring the charges in the case because Ms. Halligan's purported appointment as interim U.S. Attorney was invalid and in violation of the Appointments Clause of the U.S. Constitution. So that's how they're going to try and play it. Alex Marlow is the editor-in-chief of Breitbart, joins us now. What did you think of Big Tish out there and the screams and the cries that the justice system has been weaponized against her just for doing her job?
Yeah, she's just acting like a politician. She's doing her Jesse Jackson routine. She's repeating herself over and over again. She's constantly running for something. And she's saying the justice system was weaponized. Rob, you've been really kind to promote my book, Breaking the Law, where I break down all the details in all the ways that the legal system was weaponized against President Trump and his supporters. And we barely even know the half of it. And there needs to be one investigation after the next, especially in the Tish James. But this is about a rental property. And she said that she wouldn't rent out this property, and she did. And she got a tax break for it. And the New York Attorney General have to live in New York, and she, according to this paperwork, didn't. That's what this is about. She shouldn't have made that mistake.
Yeah. And you know what? It's totally fine that they went and dug into everything they could possibly find about Letitia James to get her, because she started this. She's the one that weaponized. I mean, even the New York Times in a recent article conceded Tish James' apparent eagerness to use law enforcement power against Mr. Trump raised eyebrows in even liberal legal circles in New York. Everybody knows that this woman, this terrible person, the only reason she even exists is to get Donald Trump. Without Donald Trump in this universe, she's not even a human being. That's all she is. That's her whole identity, and it has been since he's been in power. That's the only reason she got elected. That's the only reason she's here. So this is what you get. This is what has to be done. You can't let people like this just walk away from this, or they'll just continue to do it.
That's right, and it'll only actually accelerate. And anyone who's hanging out with you and me, Rob, on a Friday night right now in a beautiful fall in America, they've heard all the quotes of Tish James saying, he's going to know my name, I'm going to be up his butt, or whatever she says. Like, just horrible stuff about how she's just going to go after Trump over and over again. Yeah. They all know that. Everyone knows it. But the banks regarded Trump as a whale. Remember this, that she said Trump defrauded these banks. They loved Trump. They thought he was an ideal business partner. He made every payment. He paid them on time. He paid every dollar owed. Every financial institution was paid every nickel that Trump owed them. Yeah. And Trump paid back things early to make sure they were paid on time. And she tried to bust Trump for mortgage fraud. Yeah. Now the tables are turned, and she's dead to rights here.
That's exactly right. Getting what she deserves. Alex Marlow, good to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend. Democrats playing a dangerous game with food stamps and a very critical part of their voter base.
Y'all better stay the out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with cards and I'm not paying for.
There's a war raging in our society. It's not a battle over politics, race, or the sexual revolution. It's a battle for truth.
What we believe about the Bible is based on what we believe about its source.
The God Who Speaks is an award-winning documentary that uncovers the evidence for the Bible's authority. Discover the truth today. Visit thegodwhospeaks.org.
My name is Mike Hammond, founder of Signal Relief. Much of my career has been working in construction, and I love the outdoors and horses. That active lifestyle is what has caused my body to hurt. I didn't want to let this affect my family or my life, and that's what motivated me to create a team to build the Signal Relief Patch. Clinically shown that over 85% felt relief in just 72 hours, with almost half feeling significant relief in just 15 minutes. It's drug-free, reusable, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. Whether it's your neck, back, knee, shoulder, or just aches and pains, this patch can give you your life back. When I gave my best friend a patch with tears in his eyes, he said it was the first time in 16 years he did not hurt. Join the hundreds of thousands who found relief. I'm asking you to try the Signal Relief Patch today by going to our website. If you're thinking about buying, it means you need one. You have nothing to lose. I promise the patch works.
Oh, for the love
Hi, TVGD. Can you lower my monthly bill?
Nah, I can raise it.
You can what?
You'll see.
Save over $300 in your first year with 3 months free.
Ransomware scares me.
Cyberman, to the rescue. PC Matic blocks the ransomware that hijacks your computer and your data, then demands a ransom.
Hackers are terrifying.
Hackers are always spying on your computer. PCmatic's VPN stops hacking.
My computer is slow.
PCmatic makes your computer faster. PCmatic is made in America and protects homes, businesses, and governments.
Thank you, Cyberman. Go to PCmatic.com.
There's nothing worse than losing your dog before their time.
That's why I created Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, designed to help dogs with everything from digestive issues to itching, even moving better.
Nature's Blend works because it's freeze-dried. So instead of destroying the nutrients with high heat, they all get right into your dog's body.
Take it from a veterinarian with over 50 years of experience saving dogs' lives. I have never seen a food make this much impact on a dog's health.
For a limited time, get up to 54% off Dr. Marty Nature's Blend, plus a free gift with our special TV offer. Call or go to drmartypets.com/TV.
With today's NBA stars, no lead is safe.
Bet on it. Up 20 used to be a lock.
To Steph, Booker, and Brunson, that's fool's gold.
Got a lead against the Joker? Joke's on you.
Hoopers get hot like pop, pop, pop. And your bet just cashed.
That's money.
New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets. Plus, get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. The crown is yours.
Welcome back. Welfare recipients, very critical part of the Democrat base. Since LBJ's Great Society and war on poverty efforts in the 1960s, with laws and new additions like food stamps and things like that, Democrats have hooked millions and millions of people, inner city people, a lot of them on the dole, taking away their spirit in exchange for a consistent welfare check and free food is the reality of it. The spirit-crushing reality of leftism. Stay right there, don't move. We'll throw you this money, just keep voting for us. In a nation with 12.3% of the population on food stamps, 12% of Americans, that's nearly 42 million people on food stamps. States are now warning that if the shutdown continues into November, food stamp money is likely going to be cut off. And those who are on the dole are now voicing out that they will, if they can't get it for free from the government, they're just going to steal it. Take a look.
Y'all better stay the out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for
food stamps getting cut off next month. Like, I don't have a kid that eats like a grown man. I eat like a grown man. We like steak and lobster.
Let me not get no food stamps November and December. Free me. Get my commissary out, because I'm taking up the stove and taking everything.
If you gotta take that food, go ahead and take it. Just go ahead and take it.
I want to be in the grocery store when they start looting it.
Vince Everett Ellison joins us tonight to give us his perspective on this. Vince, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, Rob.
When you see those videos, thank you very much. When you see those videos, what goes through your mind?
Well, actually, it's sadness, but this is what the Democratic Party wants. They've been working on this for the last maybe 40 or 50 years, like you said.
Yeah.
And a Democratic Party, heaven is American hell. They want all of America to be like this because they know that if they can addict you to government, if they can control you, if they can make you afraid, if they can have you coming to them like we call it the Democratic Party plantation, they will keep their power. They want to spread this. They want to get every American they can on this government program because they know if you have to come to them for your food, you got to come to them for your life and everything else.
Isn't that the most toxic thing in the world? That right now, as we speak, their party is trying to expand the amount of people in this country that live that way. The amount of people in this country that say, I get a check and I get free food every month. It never occurs to most of these people that they can go out and pave their own path. And what they've done is they steal the soul of these people. And they've turned them into monsters. That we see the display right there in these videos and just how terrible they're acting and how entitled they are to that free food. But it's like a form of slavery. They're still under the control of the Democrat Party, which was the slave party. Exactly. It just costs about $1,500, $2,000 a month to keep them there and to keep that perpetual vote.
Yeah, this is what turned me into a conservative and a Republican. Because when I worked in the prison, I saw how they were sending all these young men to jail. I went down to the ghettos to try to stop it. And they were telling me that evil, rich, white Republicans were sending these young men to jail. But when I went down in the ghettos, I didn't see no evil, rich, white Republicans anywhere. You see a leprechaun before you saw one. But I saw these three entities making a lot of money off of the chaos. And I wrote my first book about it. And I talk about it on my podcast, the Vince Everett Ellison Show. I called them the Iron Triangle. Most black preachers, most black politicians, and most black civil rights workers. And they were conduits between rich white liberals and the black people down in the ghettos. And their job was to make sure these black people voted for the Democratic Party by hook or by crook. Sold to the polls, street money, a bottle of liquor, and a pork chop sandwich. Their job was to keep them afraid, keep them under their control, keep them believing that America was a racist nation, keeping them believing the lie of the past 200 years. They don't want to listen to us because they know that if we start talking to them, if they start hearing our message, that they will pull themselves up and they'll start living like true Americans. So we just have to keep doing it, have to keep talking, keep putting the message out there. We'll change it.
I love that. I love that. Vince Everett Ellison, the Vince Everett Ellison Show. Thank you, sir, very much for coming on. It's good to meet you here.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. The NBA is reeling tonight after this major double scandal hit on Thursday and indications that there could be more coming. One of the cases involving Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, where Rozier rigged that game with a fake injury to secure a $200,000 bet despite making $24 million a year. The other involving NBA coach and Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups that I watched growing up. He was a great player. And also many others, and the mafia in the betting scandal, the DOJ saying that these 4 mafia families set up high-profile poker games in different states to cheat victims out of millions of dollars using all sorts of crazy technology. We showed you last night. They had the card thing where they could figure out what the cards were. They had markings on the back of the cards. They had special contacts. Only you could see what's on the card, what the card was from the backside. Amazing stuff, like out of a movie. Billups was kind of the lure, or one of. I don't know how many more they're going to find, but they said, oh, you know, they tell a rich guy, you're going to get to play poker tonight with Chauncey Billups. And it's like, oh, that sounds great, except you're a mark, and you're going to get taken for a fortune. One guy lost nearly $2 million. U.S. Attorney Joseph Nocella and the NYPD commissioner explain how it worked.
The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish, who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards.
The organizers also enlisted well-known public figures, former and current NBA players and coaches to make the games appear legitimate. Victims believed that they were sitting at a fair table. Instead, they were cheated out of millions.
Wild scandals. We have a very interesting man to talk to tonight. Stelios Maltepes is known as the Philly Godfather, never indicted, but involved in a previous NBA betting scandal. And I always wanted to talk to somebody like you. I guess this is the reason it's going to happen, Stelios. Thanks for coming on. Tell me this. We know most of what we're going to know for this point. How widespread is this kind of activity in professional sports and in the NBA?
I mean, if there's a couple guys doing it, there's a lot more than that. And, you know, I sat next to Jimmy Batista in a betting office for over 2 decades. I'm a professional sports bettor. I make a lot of money betting on sports. And the greed part of it never surprises me. The most valuable weapon in the sports betting market is information. And who has that information? It's players, it's coaches, it's trainers. And if you can get a ref, that's the most powerful thing. And these underworld guys, they know that, and they know who to target. And it just surprised me that they got Chauncey Billups and they got Rozier, because these are 2 former NBA players that grossed over $270 million in their careers. And now, you know, Rozier was betting $150,000 to $200,000 on a prop, which kind of intrigues me a little bit, because the most I can get down on a prop bet is anywhere from $500 to $2,000. So it's kind of interesting on who they were using to put these bets in, how many were involved in this. And I know there's a lot of professional poker players that got locked up with them. Chauncey Billups obviously was scamming people in the poker games, but the Rozier thing is really intriguing, because how could he get down so much money on a prop bet? That's what surprised me more than anything.
It's wild. And do you think that there's a lot of cases that we're just not seeing that are all, is this all over sports, or a lot of athletes that we're watching playing these kinds of games? Maybe, you know, maybe not, let's make it a wider game or a closer game, or, you know, is that happening a lot?
I think so. I mean, it's the temptation. I mean, it's you know, these guys want to take a bite of that forbidden apple, and it always backfires on them. I mean, there's an expiration date on all these scams, on all these match fixing things, and they always get caught. But the most dangerous part is the college level. These college kids don't make as much money, and they're more susceptible to the underworld. And if you get a hold of them, I mean, watch out. And I detail a lot of it in my book. It's called Booked. You know, we talk about the Jimmy Batista gambling scandal with Tim Donaghy, and that's the scariest part, because those college kids don't have the money the NBA players do.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're a 6 foot tall, you know, good college player, and you just know you're not going to go to the NBA, and somebody's offering you 50 grand to do something, it'd be hard pressed to turn that down. Stelios, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Rob.
Zoran Mamdani weeps over Islamophobia and tells a 9/11 story that tells you everything you need to know. Next.
My aunt, who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Back in the day, you bet sinners just to get boards.
Word.
Now I take them to make threes.
Today's NBA stars, everybody does everything.
Ant-Man, SGA, Luka, dudes playing 1 through 5.
Bigs dishing out like family dinner.
Woo! Got me smashing triple doubles. Shaq, basketball, not burgers.
New customers bet $5 and get $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets. Plus, get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. The crown is yours.
The poverty is unimaginable. There are people who are struggling.
This is where she washes the dishes.
If you're ever going to allow your Christian faith to rise and to do something for God's chosen people, now is the time.
This is the home of Galena. She's 96 years old.
This is what she had to eat for today.
She has one pot with water and wheat.
My father was killed by the Nazis, and I was an orphan. I didn't know about God. But now, in the cold, hungry nights, I pray for food to the God I've never known. There are good people that love you.
You see the tears. Scripture says joy can come in the morning, and you can be the reason.
Right now in Ukraine, elderly Jews are trapped in unbearable poverty. If you will bless these hurting children of Israel, you will receive God's blessing in return. Your urgent gift today of $25 will help rush a survival food box filled with life-saving essentials. Call, scan, or go online now.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I don't know how much longer she could have waited for us to come.
I can't even grow my food anymore. What will happen to me? I'm doomed to starve.
Tens of thousands of elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union are living in extreme poverty, hungry, and forgotten. But through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, we can bring them hope.
Eggs. It's my favorite food. May you be blessed.
You say to them, we see you and we're here to help.
Please don't delay. Call, scan, or go online now.
Almost everything we do requires balance, but studies show our balance worsens as we age. What if there was a safe, fun, and effective way to improve your balance? Introducing the Gibbon Slackboard, the world's first slackline-based balance board. Just 5 minutes a day can improve your balance, enabling you to improve performance or simply reduce your risk of falling.
I use the board about twice per week, maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops. And I've noticed that just in that short amount of time, I've been able to improve my balance.
The Slackboard keeps your foot just a few inches off the ground for safety. And with our Balance app, you'll get free guided videos that deliver results fast.
I really feel that the Slackboard is going to help improve my quality of life and to avoid any injuries that can happen as you get older.
The Slackboard makes balance training simple, fun, and effective for your entire family. Own your balance. Get your Slackboard today at gibbon-usa.com.
All right, welcome back. Zoran Mamdani could be very likely our next mayor, speaking to a large group of Muslims outside a mosque today. And of all the 9/11 stories that should be told in this city, here's the one he chose.
No matter what anyone says, there are still certain forms of hate that are acceptable in this city. Islamophobia is not seen as inexcusable. In an era of ever-diminishing bipartisanship, it seems that Islamophobia has emerged as one of the few areas of agreement. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt, who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Oh. Dr. Michael Savage joins us now. You know, it's only, 3,000 Americans were killed by Islam, but God forbid, your auntie's a little uncomfortable wearing her hijab. Boy, what a sad story.
Well, he's got to go to the standard operating procedure of this type, which is, of course, scream Islamophobia while inflicting pain upon everyone around him. I don't know whether he's going to win or not. We all pray to God that people come to their senses or some scandal finally pops up that brings them down. But, I was thinking about it. You wanted me to talk about the mayor's race. I personally have said it before, and I got slammed all over social media for it. I don't like Cuomo. I know what he did when he was governor. I know exactly what he is. But he's a centrist. He's sort of safer than Curtis Sliwa. Everyone thinks Sliwa has no chance, according to every poll on the planet. And so for Sliwa to keep himself in the race makes no sense because we're going to wind up with this character in there. I go back to Mayor Impilitari, 50-53. Robert Wagner, 54. John Lindsay, 66. I was a young teacher. A. Beam, these were all decent mayors.
Yeah.
Mayor Koch, great mayor, 78, 79. Then came along horrible Dinkins, left-wing fanatic, destroyed the city. Giuliani cleaned up after Dinkins with the squeegee men. Remember that? I mean, everyone knows the story, how good Giuliani was. We had a great mayor in Bloomberg, a businessman. This guy has no background to be a mayor, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
He has no capacity to manage the budget or manage the multi-facet aspects of the ethnic differentials in New York. He is focused only on his own people, which is the Muslim community. That's all he is. And in my opinion, he's a front for the Muslim Brotherhood. He's a very dangerous man. How the New Yorkers can't see it when they think they're so smart is not beyond me. I know that they're not so smart.
It's scary.
Unbelievable.
It's a scary moment, and we're going to talk right now with Dick Morris about this. But you mentioned that that he doesn't have that Sliwa needs to drop, and that Cuomo's a safer bet. And I generally agree with that. There is a new poll though, and we can pull it up here before we bring Dick on, if we can, guys. That shows that if one of them drops out, that actually Sliwa gets closer to Mamdani if Cuomo drops out than Cuomo gets if Sliwa drops out, which is just a wild reality. And I think that tells a story that neither of them probably have a chance.
Oh, right. That's the sad truth. This man, Mamdani, seems to have captured not only the ethnic vote, the welfare vote, the queer vote, which is their phrase, but also the youth vote. And I don't know whether to ascribe that to marijuana, the rampant use of dope, which has made them dopier, or truthfully, and I've got to be very clear about how I see it, Rob, this is not something people are going to want to hear on Newsmax. The magnificence of Donald Trump's reign as president.
I gotta leave it. Yeah.
It's bringing out a lot of people going all the way to socialism. That's the horrible truth.
Yeah, no, I got you. Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate it. Good to see you on Sunday nights here on Newsmax. Dick Morris in with us now to talk about that same poll. So that was a shocker to me that, if one of them drops out, Sliwa actually looks better than Cuomo in this new polling. He's about 8 points behind Mamdani. Cuomo would be about 10 points behind.
Yeah, well, the thing is that people in New York feel the same way Michael does about Mamdani. They don't trust him. They don't like him. About Cuomo. They understand the nursing home scandal. They understand they wantonly condemned 12,000 people to basically die of COVID by putting them in nursing homes during the pandemic. They know about the sexual abuse scandal. The problem is that they've been sold a bill of goods, which is that Sliwa can't win. And the fact of the matter is that the only candidate that is moving up in the polls is Sliwa. Since early September, Cuomo has gone from 28 to 29. Mamdani has gone from 43 to 43. Sliwa has gone from 10 to 20. And what's happening is that a lot of voters are saying, I'm going to vote for Sliwa because he's the only one that has demonstrated that he's going to move up and be able to take on Mamdani. And if you don't believe anything, believe the numbers. Look at it. He doubled his vote share.
That poll, that poll is amazing. It shocked me because I was on team. We got to get Sliwa out of the way to at least get Cuomo to save us from it. But that could have all been false thinking. I just don't think anybody has a prayer at this point to take this guy down. I got to leave it there, Dick. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
French politician hides his watch before an interview. We'll show you why.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at gettrumpwatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
You'll find them in cities, towns, and suburbs all across America. Millions of people who have Medicare and Medicaid but may be missing benefits they could really use. Extra benefits they may be eligible to receive at no extra cost. And if you have Medicare and Medicaid, you may be able to get extra benefits too through a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan. These plans have a $0 monthly plan premium. Call now to see if you qualify. With a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan, you could have doctor, hospital, and prescription drug coverage, plus extra benefits in one convenient plan. Most plans include the Humana Healthy Options Allowance. Get over $1,000 a year. That's $85 a month to help pay for covered over-the-counter items like vitamins, pain relievers, first aid supplies, and more. Your allowance is conveniently loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend gets carried over to the next month. Ask us about all the items your allowance may cover. Plus, you could get other important benefits. All plans include dental coverage with $0 copays for covered preventive services, vision coverage, including eye exams, and a yearly allowance to use towards eyewear, and hearing benefits with routine hearing exams and coverage toward hearing aids. Plus, hundreds of prescriptions have a $0 copay, so you'll pay nothing for them all year long. And you'll have access to Humana's multiple large plan networks of doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies. Best of all, if you have Medicare and Medicaid, you may be eligible to enroll in a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan right now. So if you have Medicare and Medicaid, call now to see if there's a plan in your area that could give you extra benefits. But now is the time. The annual enrollment period ends December 7th. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Today's league is all about game changers. Faster play, crazy point swings, dudes that do it all. And DraftKings is the only sportsbook offering NBA League Pass, so you can catch the league's biggest stars all season long. Bet on all kinds of star player props. Bet live as the action happens. Bet with the only sportsbook that's dishing out exclusive access to NBA League Pass. All customers place $20 in NBA same-game parlay bets and get 3 months of NBA League Pass on us. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Welcome back. Time now for news from the left. The hypocrisy of the socialists on display. Take a look at this video. A member of a French far left-wing party called UnBode, Louis Boyard, politician here from the far left, caught on camera taking off what appears to be a $50,000 Rolex. Looks like a presidential Rolex. Right before an interview where he criticized the ultra-rich. The video, you see the slow motion. Oh, they got to take the watch off before I jump on TV. He posted on X talking about the interview, saying they're going to increase taxes on apprentices, freeze housing benefits, cut the youth budget. Macron wants to make the people pay what the rich refuse to pay. Those who let him govern are complicit. Don't let them do it. Get involved to kick them all out. At the end of the day, they all know that their socialist talking points are nonsense. They know that this doesn't lead anywhere good, but it is a very easy vehicle to power as long as you know how to hide your watch. And finally, DHS possibly finding a new home for the human smuggling, wife-beating MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the country of Liberia, the African nation willing to accept Kilmar, according to court filings, saying federal defendants have received diplomatic assurances regarding the treatment of third country individuals removed to Liberia from the U.S., making the final necessary arrangements for Abrego Garcia to be removed, which could happen by next Friday, we understand. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning brought to you by Magnolife Knee Pain Relief for pain, stiffness, and inflammation of the knees.
The pain in your knees is real. Here's what real customers have to say about Magnolife Knee Pain Relief Gel. It has worked wonders. I love it.
Available at your local retailer.
If you have wet AMD or DME, you never want to lose sight of the things you love. And your condition doesn't have to steal the moment. Long-lasting EYLEA HD delivers powerful vision improvements that can save your vision for the future. EYLEA HD is the only treatment for wet AMD and DME that helped at least 8 out of 10 people go up to 4 months between injections after 3 initial monthly treatments. Don't take Eylea HD if you have an eye infection, eye pain, redness, or are allergic to it. Eye injections like Eylea HD may cause eye infection, separation of the retina, rare but severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye, or increased eye pressure. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke. There's still so much to see. Ask about next generation Eylea HD, a treatment retina specialists trust.
At Sono Bello, just one visit, one day. One decision changes everything.
It was instant. I got an amazing flat stomach.
Physically, you can see it. That belly is gone. I feel great. Sono Bello did that for me.
With Sono Bello's advanced micro laser technology, you can permanently remove stubborn fat and sculpt the body you've always wanted, all in just one visit. That's why Sono Bello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist.
It's like literally hitting an easy button.
I see a snatched waist and some curves that look really good.
I went from a 14 to a 4. It was a one-day solution for me.
There's no more frustration, just permanent results.
They gave me a whole new body, and I am loving it.
Sono Bello has over 50,000 5-star reviews and board-certified surgeons. Call now for your personalized consultation. That's over a $250 value. Free. Easy monthly payment options make your best body more affordable than ever. Call Sono Bello today.
He's breathing. Okay, go again.
Nearly 5,000 people die from choking each year. That's frightening. I'm Dr. Ben Carson.
And I'm Arthur Lee. But there are ways to help prevent choking. Accidents do happen. That's why I invented the Life Pack.
Anyone can use this device, and it can save a life in seconds.
Just place, push, and pull. It's that simple. Please order one for your home, office, car, anywhere you eat.
Go to lifepack.net or call 877-543-3822.
My name is Mike Hammond, founder of Signal Relief. Much of my career has been working in construction, and I love the outdoors and horses. That active lifestyle is what has caused my body to hurt. I didn't want to let this affect my family or my life, and that's what motivated me to create a team to build the Signal Relief patch. Clinically shown that over 85% felt relief in just 72 hours, with almost half feeling significant relief in just 15 minutes. It's drug-free, reusable, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. Whether it's your neck, back, knee, shoulder, or just aches and pains, this patch can give you your life back. When I gave my best friend a patch with tears in his eyes, he said it was the first time in 16 years he did not hurt. Join the hundreds of thousands who found relief. I'm asking you to try the Signal Relief patch today by going to our website. If you're thinking about buying, it means you need one. You have nothing to lose. I promise the patch works.
And finally tonight, Time Magazine putting the president on the cover again, using this time, though, a much more flattering photo of him. The title of it is Trump's World. Probably be on newsstands very soon, I would assume. It comes just about a week and a half after they originally put him on with that picture that he just hated so much, saying that they disappeared his hair and had something floating on top of his head that looked like a floating crown, adding that it might have been the worst picture of all time. Time Magazine quickly adjusted that one. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Monday.